So StripeHype.com posted an article today, the 4 most underrated moves the Bengals made in the 2023 NFL offseason. Even though it's actually not over yet, and we're literally, tomorrow is the, June 1st cut. This is when things are going to get even more insane. Because if they do cut Joe Mixon, it would be tomorrow. I don't think they will. But if they did, it would be tomorrow. So, there's a lot of crazy things going on right now. That this is interesting how they're just making it now. I would think you would make this in August. But, nonetheless, though, let me think my 4 most underrated moves so far. Number 1, signing Nick Scott. I think signing Nick Scott is a move that nobody has thought about since we did it. But it's going to be one of those moves where he becomes a very crucial depth piece, that's a rotational piece, where he might be the reason why if someone goes down with injury later on in the season, he steps up and becomes a star for this team. Got to keep in mind, Nick Scott, over the last couple years, really started to blossom. He really came on the scene, but other than the last couple years, before that, he was like a nobody. He really was a backup, never really blossomed anything, and then he just absolutely skyrocketed. So, he's number 1 for me. Number 2, the Irv Smith signing. My personal opinion is, again, if he can stay healthy, he can become an absolute stud of a player. He will become one of the best tight ends in the league. And that's exactly what we need. A vertical threat tight end to add another piece to this puzzle, another weapon to this offense. Number 3 was the Jackson Kirkland signing. If you guys do not know, we signed an undrafted player, Jackson Kirkland. Back in the 2022 NFL Draft, Ian Rappaport even tweeted out that he was one of the top prospects, but he couldn't file for the draft because of injuries. Now he is fully recovered. He did not get drafted in this draft, and he got signed to the Cincinnati Bengals. He played left tackle in college and left guard. He's a star. Number 4... See, the Orlando Brown signing doesn't count because that obviously is a star signing. And that's not an underrated signing. That's, everyone is happy and excited for that signing. Number 4, I'm going to say Chase Brown draft. I think a lot of people are excited for Chase Brown draft, but, with him being a later pick, not everyone's on board for him to become a star. I think he could become a really big, huge star. Alright, let's look at this. Number 4, convincing Jonah Williams to play right tackle. I think it wasn't more of a convincing, it more or less was an ultimatum. Either you go play right tackle, or you don't play for us. And he kind of just fit right into the whole, okay, I guess I go play right tackle. Although, I believe, based on what I think Tom Board said, he was not at OTAs. Or the voluntary minicamp. So, maybe that's some more things are going to happen in the future. Problems are going to happen in the future. But he is also recovering from his injury. He's still rehabbing. So he's not 100% yet. Keep that in mind. So with that being said, Collins looks like he's going to come back healthy and ready to go by week 1. So Jonah will be a backup anyway. So very nice to see if he does end up just giving his all right tackle. I'm going to assume he does. But, okay. Number 4. Number 3. Trade back with KC. This was honestly the most underrated move that we're going to find out in the future if it is. So, let's be honest. If you watch the NFL draft on this channel, you know we wanted Washington. Dwayne Washington. We wanted the star tight end, 6'7", 275 pounds, absolutely monster tight end. Everyone in my stream wanted him. I wanted him. And the trade back with KC gave the Pittsburgh Steelers Dwayne Washington. If he does not pan out, if he is a bust, this pick, by the way, was already great because this trade back got us a new punter, Robbins. So that was already a good pick. But if Washington becomes a bust, this trade back would be one of the best trade backs out there. Just because you got a punter who, if Robbins becomes a star, and, again, keep in mind, you traded back, you still got Charlie Jones. You still got yourself, not Charlie Jones, Jordan Battle. You still got yourself a really nice rotational piece, strong safety. You didn't take a bust in Washington. this is very much underrated. 1000% underrated. Hopefully it all pans out. All we need is Battle and Robbins to be good. Washington, if he's a bust, so just not really that great, which I don't think he will be with Pittsburgh. With their system, I don't think he is going to fit in very nicely. He's a blocking tight end. He's not really a vertical threat tight end. And the last thing he would need is a a young quarterback trying to develop him while he could have like Joe Burrow, a star quarterback. Nonetheless, though, let's look at number 2. Losing Von Mel and Hayden Hurst in free agency. And it says losing because Von Bell, obviously he just left, got big, well, they both left and got big money. But underrated. I mean, in the end, you could say, yeah, okay, so so that money that they saved from those two guys in the end went toward the contract for Orlando Brown. And, of course, they got Nick Scott in a $3 million deal, which is nice. And they, of course, drafted a safety in the NFL draft in Jordan Battle. So, in the end, I guess, yeah, it is a underrated move because you're able to use that money toward other players. Again, Orlando Brown, and then the money toward T's contract in the future, Joe Burrow's contract. But I'm going to say, like, it's definitely going to be questionable because the thing about Von Bell that hurt so bad was the fact that since he thought they were going to keep him, like, it was kind of understood that Jesse Bates was going to leave, but Von Bell was going to stay, and they were going to work out a contract with him. Even Zach Taylor and Duke Tobin alluded to that they really thought he was going to be the guy. They thought he was going to stay, and, you know, Jesse Bates was going to leave. So losing him really did hurt. And then Hayden Hurst, I kind of felt like he might go out there and just chase the bag. But at the same time, I really thought, you know what? He's not going to because he's going to want to stay with a star quarterback who is making his career an amazing career, in all honesty. And that if he, you know, where else would he go that he could continue to have a really successful career? And I think Carolina, while I do respect the decision of chasing the bag, I don't think it's going to work out for him with Bryce Young. I think it's definitely something where he should have stayed in Cincinnati. And he should have took a team-friendly deal. But you know what? If Irv Smith works out, then this is all, you know, hearsay in the end. Number 1, Jackson Kirkland. That's why I kind of thought it was going to be, just because this is actually a signing I'm actually really excited about. So, back in 2022, Adam Scheffler, posted this. One of the draft prospects' projected top offensive tackle, Jackson Kirkland, has opted out of the 2022 NFL Draft after learning an ankle injury he suffered at Washington was more severe than he thought, per sources. He will undergo surgery Tuesday with Dr. Robert Anderson and expects a full recovery. And then, bam, he goes undrafted in the 2023 NFL Draft, and now the Bengals have him. So, absolutely A-plus signing right there. And again, if anything, just for depth purposes, we learned last year the offensive line, we need as much depth as possible in that offensive line. So he can play left tackle, he can also play left guard. So if you need to move around, he can move around. That works out very, very well. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.